morning. I'm starting with a question. Have you wondered why people on the other side of the political divide believe the way they do? And second question, have you ever wondered how the good German people accepted Hitler and Nazism? Why do we believe what we believe? The final beliefs are the third wave in society. I'll explain. First of all, I got upset 2 weeks ago hearing a video from a Renfrew school, middle school teacher online teaching my 11-year-old grandson. This was a social studies teacher. This social studies teacher was explaining the political system, why we're left or right. This social studies teacher tried to explain it, but in the process gave his or her own political opinion. Well, I heard this and I was so angry at the influence on a young mind that I ran to the school. I wrote a letter asking for censure of this teacher. It wasn't that he or she was teaching politics or our political system. It was the fact that they were influencing these young minds. So how do we decide? How did the good German people get involved? Why does that crazy cousin of yours believe what he does about politics? Well, I'll tell you an incredible experience that took place in a college in California in 1967. Perhaps it will explain these things, because the students in this class ask what I ask you. How did the good German people turn towards Nazism? And it's something I've asked myself. Well, this history teacher in 1967 had a student that asked that, several students. So he performed an experiment that even today is called the third wave experiment and has been used all over the world. What happened was he said, well, I'm going to have an experiment to show you why people believe. What he did, he said, in the beginning there are rules. If you listen to me and you decide to go along with the experiment, you will automatically get an A. If you don't, you can go to the library and you will most likely get an F. And he said, I'm going to teach you about totalitarianism. I may not say that right. How it happens. He says, first of all, you always refer to me as Mr. Whatever, with respect. Second of all, I'm reading here, you must conform to my rules exactly. Exactly. You must show up. You will pledge to me every class as your leader. Well, this history teacher was much loved. And soon, students, not just in this class, but in the rest of the college, came to this class. They were excited about this experiment. So he developed a salute, sort of went like this, and required the students to salute to him. He gave them his opinion about how they were wonderful people, and because they were part of this group, they were moral, wonderful, wonderful people. In fact, they were superior people because they joined this group. Eventually, if you see the pictures, he required them to wear white shirts, a sort of uniform. He told them that other people outside the group were not as good. He did this for a small amount of time, and within 2 weeks, he promulgated the Nazi ideas every day in his classroom. What happened 2 weeks later? This is the shocking part. 2 weeks it took. The students actually started believing this. They believed in the tenets of Nazism. They believed he was their hero. This whole idea in the meantime had been taken up. I think it was Time magazine. It gave it legitimacy because the press was now involved in this whole experiment. It blew up, and if you want to read more, you're going to have to go to the internet and read about it. It's used in psychology classes even today. It's called the third wave experiment. 2 weeks, he had influenced a huge number of students to believe in Nazism. So this is why Kay got upset when her grandson was being taught not about politics, but about a certain agenda by a teacher to 11-year-old impressionable minds. Now, why did this happen? How could it happen? Most people are nice. Most people are rational. It happens particularly to people who are marginalized. These were young freshmen who hadn't yet formed a worldview. It happens supposedly, according to the psychiatrist, the therapist, in an uncertain world, because people want a strong leader and they want to believe in the security of being part of a group. I've gone over. I hope I have explained to you perhaps a bit about politics and your crazy, crazy cousin's beliefs. Thank you.